Well, we are 100 days from the 2026 World Baseball Classic, and I think it's time we look at some dream teams for every single country. Every dream team we're looking at today is made by Sean Spearling. So shout out to him on Twitter. I really like his work a lot. He really puts in a lot of effort for these dream teams, and they're honestly super impressive. How we're gonna do this video is we're gonna go based on the world rankings. So coming in number 1 is gonna be Japan. They are currently ranked number 1, the world ranking. So let's take a look at this roster. This is the one he built together, and honestly, it's really good. I'm not gonna lie. I think this team is probably the winning team if I had to guess. They've always won it, been second, or been third. They've just been super dominant in the World Baseball Classic. And you can pretty much tell by looking at these players. I mean, look at that rotation. I mean, that's just unreal. With Yamamoto, Senga, Egamanagma, and even that guy that's number 3 that I can't pronounce his name, he wants to come to MLB. So obviously this team's going to be good. They got Shohei Ohtani in that bullpen with Roki Sasaki as well. And then even just the lineup is just very good with Suzuki, Ohtani. You still got Lars Newbar on this team, which is really cool. They got Murakami on the bench for this one, but just a really good roster. And obviously those pre-exhibition games, we're definitely trying to refine this roster and fill it out. So this is the first dream team he has, and I definitely think Japan's going to be very scary in the 2026 World Baseball Classic. Now let's move over to Taiwan, which is the second ranked country in the world. And already we got some stuff wrong. Corbin Carroll is actually playing for Team USA, so he's not playing for Taiwan. So, you know, we already got something a little bit wrong, but it's okay. These were made quite some time ago. I think around in the summer. Still a pretty good roster. I'm not going to lie. I do think this team's really good. Yu Chang's obviously probably their best player. I do think he's very solid. And a lot of these other players we have seen played in the Taiwanese Baseball League or in MLB or in other leagues in Korea or Japan. And this Taiwan team is really good. Like, these guys come out of nowhere. Like, they don't have a lot of big names, I feel like, but they are some of the best players just around the world as a team in general. So I definitely rate this Taiwan team pretty highly. They are in a pretty good group though, I'm not gonna lie. So we've got to kind of wait and see what this roster is when it's finalized and how they're going to do in that pool of death. And the number 3 ranked country is the United States, and obviously this team is very good, right? I mean, we already know Judge, we already know Pete Crow Armstrong, we already know Paul Skeens is going to play on this team. There's a lot of good players, and this is just what he came up with. I'm pretty sure Trout's playing as well already, but I mean, if this was the actual team, I mean, they would win literally every game. There's just a lot of players on this team that are very solid, and just look at that bench. Even the bench is just insane with Trey Turner and Kyle Schwarber, and I think the pitching is literally godlike. I mean, Max Fried, Tarek Skubal, Paul Skeens, Zach Wheeler, even guys like Lobo Webb. They obviously got the Miz in there. I mean, this team is just phenomenal if it were to happen. I think majority of this team will probably happen if I had to guess, to be honest, especially guys that played in the previous World Baseball Classics. So guys like Trout, Betts, you know, Turner, all those guys I think will probably play again. I think it's going to be a very good and a very interesting team, but we'll see what the US builds over there. Now coming in at the 4th ranked country in the world is going to be Korea. Now Korea has really struggled in the World Baseball Classic. They haven't really had a good result since like the 2000, I think 9 or 6. They have struggled in that area. Obviously Gun-Hoo Lee is going to probably be their best player. Tommy Edman could also play for this team as well, which is really cool, which is what he did in 2023. So just a really cool roster we have here. But once again, Korea has struggled a lot, so we'll kind of wait and see what's gonna happen to this team moving forward. But they are in a hard pool as well, so I think that's gonna definitely struggle for them. They did look good in a couple of the games they played. I guess you can call it in the pre-exhibition matches. They looked pretty good versus Japan and Czechia. So if that's a good sign, that's definitely gonna be nice. But we'll see what this roster ends up being. I feel like it's gonna be hard for Korea to perform pretty well. Now the 5th ranked country in the world is gonna be Venezuela. Now this team once again looks absolutely phenomenal. I mean, Jose Altuve, Suarez, Acuna Jr. I mean, this team is just insane. Even Torres, I think, is definitely a good player, but just a really good, solid hitting core they have. Both of the Contrerases they got on the bench, which is good. Santander. So I think my only question mark about Venezuela would probably be the pitching, to be honest. They do have some good pitchers, but I feel like that's where this team struggles a lot of time because the hitting potential is insane. But the hitting is where they're going to struggle, and we'll see what they confirm for that pitching staff. But that's the area I'm most concerned about when I look at this Venezuela dream team. But we'll see how they do. They're in a pretty good group, so I feel like this team could go very far when everything gets confirmed and things like that. Now coming in at number 6 is going to be Mexico, and the Mexican team once again could be very good. There's a lot of good players on this team. Obviously Rene Rosarena was their pop-off player last year, who was very exciting to watch. Obviously Duran could be really good. Alec Tomics I think could be very good if we get that 2023 version of him. Obviously JP Crawford's on here. We got some younger players on here as well, with Marcelo Mayer, who looks pretty good. Alejandro Kirk. I mean, this team looks very solid. The pitching is definitely really good. I mean, Andres Munoz as your closer is very solid. Michael Lorenzo's on this team. Joe Musgrove, if he's healthy again, right? Like, there's a lot of good potential players. I mean, I'm pretty sure Alex Verdugo played on this team last year, but just a lot of solid players that they could put on this Mexican national team, and I expect them to be very good, especially in the pool that they're in. So if this dream team were to happen, they would be very solid. Now coming in at number 7 is Puerto Rico. Now once again, this team is always very good, right? Puerto Rico is usually pretty good. The last couple World Baseball Baseball Classics. I feel like they haven't reached that potential, to be honest, but we'll see what they do in 2026. Obviously got a lot of young players on here with Jack Caglione, Riley Green, obviously Francisco Lindor will probably be their captain. But there's definitely a lot of good players that need to play good, like Javi Baez and Carlos Correa and all those players, but definitely a strong hitting potential. And if you look at this rotation and their bullpen, Edwin Diaz as the closer, obviously good. Alexis Diaz, his brother over there, going to be very good players. Emilio Pagan just had a really good season, so I definitely think the bullpen looks pretty good. Marcus Stroman, if he wants to play for them, with Seth Lugo, once again, these guys are going to be very good. So I like this Puerto Rican team. I think they're in a pretty good pool to get out of it, so very good. And I think they would get out of it 100%. So coming number 8, we have Panama. Now just remember, these are the dream team scenarios. So these are the best players that this country could possibly get. So not everyone is probably going to play for them, but just to keep that in mind as we continue to go forward. But number 8 in the world is Panama. Once again, if they get George Springer and they get guys like Soto, I think they could be very good. And they definitely have good hitting potential on this team for sure. But I'm just kind of concerned about that rotation and that bullpen. A lot of the guys I don't know in Panama because they probably play in the Panama League, which I'm pretty sure a lot of the players do. So yeah, this is definitely a question mark for me. I just don't know that much about Panama as a baseball country to kind of see them, but they are ranked at number 8, which is very impressive. So they should have a solid team if this team were to come to fruition. Now coming in at number 9 is going to be Cuba. And the Cuban team is definitely really good, right? If they were to get all these players, I think this would be really good. Obviously, I think Zach Neto is actually rumored to play for Cuba, which is interesting. They obviously have Nolan Arenado for this team. Kind of see if that happens. I would doubt that. Andy Pages could play for this team as well. Adolis Garcia, like they have a lot of good players that if they were to commit, they would have a really good Cuban national team, especially with their rotation. You know, Nestor Cortez, McCullers, Rendon, even guys like Cano in that bullpen could be very good. So they have a lot of good options if the players actually want to play for Cuba. I feel like might not happen, right? Because, you know, a lot of these guys might play for Mexico with Pages and Rosarena. But we'll kind of wait and see what happens with this Cuban team. Once again, ranked 9th in the world. So I think they could definitely have a really good squad here. Now coming in at number 10 is going to be the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Now, once again, the Netherlands is very good. They're the best European team on here. Obviously, a lot of their talent comes from their overseas territories that they captured way back in the day, right? So that's where a lot of these players come from. It's a very good team with Bogarts, Didi Gregorius, one of my favorite players on this squad. Albies, Jonathan Scope. A lot of these players I think could be good with Profar. So they have a really good team. I like the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Obviously, De Vries they put on the bench, which, you know, would be a phenomenal player. You can also tell looking at the names who's Dutch, right? You can definitely look in that bullpen and that rotation and kind of see who's Dutch, which is funny. But yeah, definitely a solid roster. I like the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Definitely the best European team, I think. Very solid team, and I'm very excited to see how they do in that Group D. Now, coming in at number 11 is going to be Australia. Now, Australia, once again, I think is very good. I like this team. They're definitely my dark horse team. I mean, Travis Bonanza's huge to get on this team. Roxon Wingrove was played really good in the 2023 World Baseball Classic. Whitefield played really good as well. And they have more guys that they could play, right? I mean, Ben Brown could play for this country, same with Liam Hendricks. They could definitely get some interesting players on this team, but yeah, definitely a lot of players I like on this squad, and they played really good in 2023, so I'm really expecting this team to qualify out of that Pool D and kind of get out. Now, coming at number 12 is going to be Dominican Republic. Now, once again, if this team were to form, they would be godlike. Like, this team would actually be insane, now I think about it, and they're still trying to get back to that place where they were in 2013 when they actually won the whole World Baseball Classic, so obviously this team would be very solid. I mean, look at the talent. Tatis Jr., Soto, Ramirez, Machado, Marte, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Ella de la Cruz. Like, the team is just stacked. Same with that rotation and that bullpen, right? And even that rotation and bullpen is just stacked, right? With Vermo Valdez, obviously Luis Castillo, Brian Abreu, Felix Bautista, right? Duran, like this team would be insane. Obviously Emil Clase will no longer be playing, but we'll have to replace him. Yeah, I do think this team, if it were to form, they could actually dominate. Like I genuinely think the Dominican Republic could actually win again. Just by looking at all the talent, if they're firing on all cylinders, it could 100% happen. And I definitely think they should qualify out of their group as well. Now coming in at number 13 is going to be Colombia. They obviously re-qualified for the World Baseball Classic by coming through those qualifiers, and Gio Urshela was one of the big names that helped them do that, which was very cool to see. Once again, this team, I feel like they could be pretty good if they were to get everyone. Now, I don't know if they will get everyone, to be honest, but they do have some good players. Gio Urshela, Jonathan India are very good players. Diaz also played pretty well in his time, and even just the bullpen and rotation looks pretty good, right? With Julio Teheran, Jose Quintana on this team, right? I think this team could definitely be solid. I don't know if they qualify their group. They got a pretty hard group, but that is the Colombian team if they were to get everyone. Now coming in at number 14, we do have Team Italy. Now this team, once again, I think could be very good as well. Obviously with Roman Anthony, Jackson Holiday, Anthony Volpe, Garrett Cole, you know, I think this team just has a really good potential. I actually like the pitching more than the hitting on this team, to be honest. It'd be massive if they got Pete Alonso or JT Realmuto on this team, but probably USA guys. I mean, just look at the pitching with Chase Burns, Lodoto, Evaldi, Cole. I mean, that's just insane. Laureano would be a great closer. Lucas Giolito Giolito could be in there. Joe Musgrove if they were to get him. I mean, there's a lot of good players they could get for Team Italy. Some of these guys could play for Team USA, so that's kind of the hard part with forming Team Italy. And I think they could play pretty solid if they get most of these guys. We'll kind of wait and see. They obviously are in a pretty interesting group, to say the least, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this team in person. But coming in at number 15 is going to be Czechia. Now, once again, they played pretty good the first World Baseball Classic they were in. A lot of the same players are on this list, by the way, with Eric Sogard, right? And Tyron Varvia. I feel like Randall Grishik also on this team. A lot of these guys are similar players to what they had in 2023, but if they get a similar roster, once again, I could see them performing really well. It's just if they get the same roster, but a lot of the guys play in the Czech National League, so I definitely could see it happening. If they can get some of the guys that played in MLB, that will be kind of the tricky part for them. But the Czechia team, I'm very confident as well. I really like this team on paper, so I'm excited to see them play. Now, coming in at number 16 is Nicaragua. Now, once again, this country has also been playing very well and expanding pretty fast when it comes to baseball. They've actually been investing a lot of money into baseball, which is very cool. Obviously, if they could get a guy like Mark Vientos, it would be massive for them. Same with a guy like Jonathan Loaizica, but a lot of the guys that play for this team play in the Nicaraguan National Baseball League. Like, I'm pretty sure it's almost 90% of the team. But if they could get some MLB players, I think it would definitely be beneficial with Jeter Downs, Vientos, like the guys we've kind of previously mentioned. Yeah, definitely an interesting one. I mean, this is a wild card team. I really don't know how they're going to perform in the World Baseball Classic, so I'm very excited to see. Now, coming in at number 19 ranked in the world is going to be Great Britain. And once again, this team always has good talent because they have conquered basically the whole world when they were at the height of the British Empire. A lot of people can have British citizenship, which is pretty crazy. But if they were to get all these players, this team would just be good. I mean, Harry Ford, I think, is definitely going to play for this team again. If they get a guy like Josh Nair, that'd be massive. Jazz Chisholm would be really cool to see. Obviously, Trace Thompson could be really good. I mean, there's just a lot of players that could be good. And the pitching also should just be insane. With McKenzie, Leiter, Rocker, Aroldis Chapman could play for this team. Mark Leiter Jr. Like, they just have a lot of good players that they could choose from with Great Britain. So it's definitely going to be a fun team to watch for sure. I don't think they're going to play really well in their group. I think they're going to get destroyed, but we'll kind of wait and see what happens. Now, coming in at number 20 ranked in the world is going to be Team Canada. Now, Canada always, once again, is a wild card because they never really get a lot of players that they should get, right? I mean, Freddie Freeman's like their best player. I mean, if Vlad were to play for this team, that would help them out. I don't think that's going to happen. If they can get Bo Neuer, that'd be pretty good, but Canada is always kind of like a wild card team because there's not many Canadian players that are really good at the height of their potential, so that's where this team struggles. Obviously, Matt Brash would be a good bullpen piece, but that's a hard thing for Canada is I don't really expect them to perform well just because they don't have a lot of talent. That is kind of the hard part for Team Canada. I think this team could do okay, but it's just going to be very hard to get out of that group. They have to upset a lot of teams, I think. Now, coming in at number 21 ranked in the world is going to be Team Isreal. Now, this team has a lot of options to choose from, right? This team could be very good, especially if Alex Bregman were to play for him, Paul Goldschmidt, Bader. This team would be very solid. And obviously, there's a big Jewish heritage within the United States, so that's where a lot of these players are coming from with their family trees and things like that. So that's how Team Isreal could be a really good team if they were to get all these players. And even just look at that rotation. I mean, Cease, Kramer, Gordon, Fried. I mean, that's just gross with Jake Bird as the closer. They could even go Adam Ottavino. Like, there's a lot of good players that Team Isreal could choose from. And do I think they get all these players? Probably not, but they're definitely one to watch, 100%. They're definitely a team to watch moving forward to see what players they can get. Because if they get a lot of these players, they're obviously going to be really good, but they are in a hard pool, so they could struggle. And the last country we have is going to be Team Brazil, coming in at number 22 ranked. And obviously, it's their first time in the World Baseball Classic, so this is going to be a very interesting team for sure. Obviously, I think Bo Bichette and Yan Gomes are going to play for this team, which is going to be very cool. Obviously, Dante Bichette played pretty well in those qualifiers, so definitely excited to have him back. But they don't have a lot of known players with Brazil, so that's kind of their problem. Also in a pretty hard group, so I expect them to struggle. But we'll see what kind of a roster they form moving forward with their dream team. But I feel like this team would be pretty solid if it were to happen. Don't really think it's going to happen, though. So there you have it. Those are all 20 countries playing in the World Baseball Classic, and I'm very excited for this tournament to get underway. Those are some of the dream teams that we could maybe expect coming out in the future. Obviously, a lot of the World Baseball Classic news is certain players wanting to play for certain countries and seeing if that's going to happen. Official rosters will be posted probably in January or maybe late December, depending on when they get finalized. But I'm so excited for this tournament. I hope you guys are too. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. We will definitely be having more World Baseball Classic content coming. And definitely make sure you guys follow me on my other socials, my X for all the updates, my Instagram for all those clips. And if you guys want to play in our MLB The Show tournament coming up, make sure you guys join the Discord server down below in the description. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everyone.